Hey guys, what is up? How is everyone doing? Today I thought I would share some of my makeup favourites, particularly for acne prone skin, and also give a couple of tips when it comes to picking makeup if you are struggling with acne. So before I jump into my favourite products, I just want to give a little bit of help if you are trying to navigate the makeup space. There's a website that I think is such a great tool. I think there's a couple of them, but I'm just going to share the one that I personally use. And basically what it is, it's a ingredient checker. Now, you can't take it as like, Bible or anything, but it's a really great tool just to help you when you are fishing through loads of products, trying to find which one you think is going to be best for you. And basically what you do is you copy and paste the ingredients of the product into the checker, and it tells you if there's any pore cloggers in it. So if you feel like you're really overwhelmed with the massive lists out there of ingredients which can clog acne prone skin, it's a really great tool to kind of just fast track that and do a little shortcut. I do it a lot of the time, and then I also manually just have a little look through as well, but it really speeds up the process. So I thought that's really helpful to share, and I'll leave that website in the description box below. Now, when it comes to makeup, there's kind of two categories when it comes to face makeup in my eyes. I kind of think of the cream products and I think of the powders. So we're going to start off with cream products. When it comes to creams, the main things that I'm looking for is oil-free. So whether that's mineral oil, but also just average oils like avocado oil, even jojoba oil, like all of these kinds of oils, I really try and steer away from them. I treat my makeup just like I treat my skincare. I know that on my blemish prone skin, oils are fine in cleansers and wash off products, but when it comes to moisturizers or anything that's sitting on my skin, they are just too rich and they build up and they are problematic for my skin. So that's just my personal view on oils. And I also, with working with so many clients who have got acne prone skin, I see it time and time again that oils are a big trigger. Now, the next thing that I do keep my eye on is silicones. Now, I don't mind some silicones, like I don't mind a bit of dimethicone, like that's fine. And there's, a little bit's okay. But if I'm seeing in an ingredients list, there's like 7 different variations of silicones, then not for me. Silicones, they just tend to really, basically they fill up the pore and they help give that kind of smooth surface, and that's great for texture. But I would just say it's one of those ingredients where it's not problematic if you make sure you have a really good cleansing routine, that you might find that you'll get away with using them. But if your cleansing routine is off, you're not fully removing all of that silicone that has filled up that pore, that's when, it can build up and be problematic. So that's kind of my view on silicones there. A little bit's okay, but just watch out for overload. Next thing I avoid at all costs, like if this is in the ingredients list, don't even touch it, is coconut. Any kind of coconut, like a coconut oil, coconut butter, anything like that, absolutely not. It's a massive pore clogger. It sticks into the skin, and it's a massive acne trigger in topical products. That's the same for your skincare as well. But in makeup, definite if it has any coconut in it. And then the other thing I also look out for, especially in the kind of more liquid based products, is like shea butters and kind of heavy waxes. Oh my god, waxes is another one. So like beeswax, things like that, look out for them because they're just very thick, and if you think about the consistency, it's just too rich and very clogging on the skin. But in general, that website that I'm going to leave in the description box is really, really handy, and it's a great way to kind of navigate that ingredients list. Right, so let's talk about some liquid products that I do like and I recommend. The first thing I'm going to talk about is a concealer. So this was actually introduced to me by a client, and I love it. I love it when that happens as well. She was using it and I did an ingredient check on the ingredients list, and I was like, actually, this is really good. I like this. So this is by Hourglass, and it is the Hourglass Airbrush Concealer. Absolutely love this. Ingredients list, like I said, good. Doesn't break me out. It's also really great consistency, especially on blemishes, because it's not greasy or shiny or oily. Like it kind of goes down to a little bit of a matte finish. So I use this on blemishes. I don't put any powder on my makeup either, and I find it stays put all day. The colours, there's a really good range, like it's quite a large range. It doesn't crease, it doesn't bunch up, it doesn't accentuate like fine lines or texture. I really, really love it. And I bought the little version, so they do a mini travel size. So I would definitely recommend, even though I understand it's more expensive, you know, getting the small version in terms of mil, it's a great way to test things before investing in the full size, and to know if it, you know, if you like it on your skin. But I do have another concealer I want to mention, which is a bit more affordable, so it's a bit more of a budget friendly option, because I do appreciate Hourglass is a little bit more pricey. So this is by Maybelline, and the Maybelline Fit Me concealer is actually a really nice option if you're looking for more of a drugstore concealer, doing an ingredient check on it. Yeah, it's a really good formula, and it shouldn't be problematic on blemish prone skin. So yeah, that is a good one if you are on a budget. Now when it comes to foundation, I personally just don't use foundation, and I do want to say that sometimes I feel like a bit like I don't use foundation when I say that, and I don't mean it like that at all. I don't use foundation purely because in the past, finding foundation for blemish prone skin was just the biggest task. Everything broke me out, and I literally just reached the point where I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to scrap the foundation and I just rely on my concealer, and I've just kind of stuck that way ever since. But because I do work with clients, of course, you know, I do need to also give recommendations, so I have gone and looked a little bit more in the foundation world at ingredients lists, and these are a couple that I would say are safer to use on blemish prone skin. So the first one is by IT Cosmetics, and it is their Your Skin But Better foundation. This one looked really nice. I don't really have too much to say about each of these because I haven't personally tried them. Like I said, these are just recommendations, so I'll just kind of skim through them. The next one is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, and I thought this was really surprising because this one is actually quite a well-known foundation. The finish looked amazing. It is definitely more higher end of budget, but this foundation is a cult favorite. I see so many people talk about it and rave about it. So, you know, taking the opinion of makeup artists, like this is one that people tend to really like. So to see that the ingredients list is also a good thumbs up for acne prone skin, I think that is so amazing. In terms of drugstore foundations that are really free from all these pore cloggers, I really struggle to find one. So I'm always still looking out, but if you have any that you know of, please leave them in the comments for everyone else to see, and we can share recommendations. But I do also have a couple of mineral foundation options as well, and these are a little bit more affordable as well. So you've got the Innica Loose Mineral Foundation, that one's a nice option, and also a little bit cheaper is the Lily Low. So Lily Low is a really nice brand. These are much more natural brands, but they do a loose mineral foundation as well, and that's also a good option. Okay, so now let's talk about some powder products, so things like blushes, bronzers, etc. Now in this category, the biggest culprit I must say is talc. Like if there's one ingredient to avoid in the powdered products, it's talc. Talc is in everything, and you'll also notice that a lot of the powder products, it's like the second ingredient. And talc is just, it's a really big pore clogger, and it is definitely an acne trigger. So that's definitely number one to avoid. And then in terms of the other ingredients, it's just very similar to what we spoke about with the liquid foundations, because even in the powder products, you can still find oils, you can still find like shea butters and things like that. So it's all quite similar, but I would just say the big one for the powders is really ditch the talc. So starting off with, let's do bronzers first. So I love this bronzer. This is by Bare Minerals, and this is all over face color. It's the Bare Minerals all over face color, and it's in the color Warmth. I think they might do two colors of this. It's really good. It doesn't break me out at all. I must say it is, I mean, even for my skin, it is quite dark, so I have to use a very light hand. But, you know, if you use less and just buff it out, then I find it's quite adaptable for the skin. And then of course, if you need a deeper color, you can use a heavier hand with it. So yeah, I do really like that. And the only thing I must say is a con is there's just not a very good color range. So it's either like one or two colors. So that is definitely a negative for it. But I definitely just think it's worth mentioning because the powder and formulation is fantastic. The next bronzer I want to mention is by Vapor Beauty, and I really like Vapor Beauty. This has been a new find for me because I use their blush, which I'll get onto in a minute. But their formulation of their powder products is so good. So yeah, they also have a bronzer which you could definitely check out. And maybe we'll just talk about it while we're on the topic of Vapor, but yeah, they have a really good blush. So I use their blush in the colour Smitten. It's such a beautiful little pink shade. I absolutely love this blush. It's just the perfect kind of just healthy cheek shade. Yeah, I think it's really versatile as well. And they have a couple of other shades which is also worth checking out as well. Going back to the bronzers, another brand to check out is, again I mentioned them earlier, is Indica. So they do a good bronzer as well, which also has a good ingredients list. All of these products, guys, are all going to be linked down below, so don't worry, I'll put all the links so you can go have a little look around. So the next brand I want to talk about is Lily Low, and these are really good because they are nice and affordable. So they're only £9 for the blushes, and something I like about them is they have a bit of a wider colour selection. And these are also the blushes that I would recommend, particularly if you have more of a deeper skin tone. There is a particular colour, what is it? Matte pink is the colour. So when you see the colours, sometimes they look lighter than they are, so definitely click on it. And I noticed the matte pink one is a bit of a deeper pink, and I recommend this particularly for people who have more of a deeper skin tone because it will look really beautiful on the skin. So yeah, it has a little bit more of a selection, I would say, with the Lily Low blushes. The next blush I also like, again, is by Indica. So you'll notice there's a couple of brands that just repeat, and it's because their products just are much more kind of catered, I guess, to having no pore cloggers. So yeah, you will see a bit of repetition in the brands. But Indica also do some loose powder blushes as well, and yeah, they are also a really lovely option to check out. I've just noticed I actually have a Lily Low bronzer in my makeup bag, and I thought I'd just quickly share my thoughts on this. Is that I'm not a fan of their bronzer. So this is a good example where it does actually contain some oils in there. So when you look at the ingredients list, there is, I can't remember the exact oils, but it's definitely oils, and it's a bit more of a buttery, I said that weird, buttery formula, and I noticed that this actually did break me out. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of the bronzer, just a note. Okay, moving on, let's talk about contour. So personally for me, I contour with my bronzer, so that's what I use. I don't really do any kind of like specific contouring, but if you are after a product really for that, then there's two that I recommend looking at. One is actually by Charlotte Tilbury, so this one might surprise you. So the Charlotte Tilbury, what is it called? The Hollywood Contour Wand. So actually looking at the ingredients of this, it actually looks pretty alright. So that one is definitely worth having a look at. But I must say the colours are so dark. So even the lightest colour, like they have two different shades I think, and the light one is still very dark. So just throwing that out there. The other one to also mention is actually the Huda Beauty Tantour as well. So again, one that might actually surprise you, but this ingredient list actually looks pretty good as well. So they're two contour products I thought would be worth mentioning today. Next up, talk about highlighter. So one actually by Honest Beauty. So I've actually been looking at their stuff a little bit more recently, and I'm really intrigued. I want to try some more of their stuff. But I noticed that the Honest Beauty Luminizing Powder actually, again, is a great ingredient list and an option to try. So yeah, that's a nice little highlighter option. And then for setting powders. So setting powders is something that pretty much everyone who comes to me who has blemish prone skin, they're all using setting powders. And I must say setting powders are potentially one of the most problematic products really, because they are so talc heavy usually. So that is number one, get a talc free setting powder. And two that I have to recommend to you is the Cover FX, really good. Theirs is called the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. And also I believe the Cover FX is also good for all skin tones as well, like it doesn't leave a like flashback and white or like a cast on the skin. So yeah, that's also good to know. And the other one is by Glossier. So yeah, I saw this one recently, the Wowder powder. Yeah, that one actually looks pretty good as well. So yeah, they are two setting powders worth checking out. So they're the products that I'm going to mention today, and ones that I recommend checking out. And also I really hope there's some information in this video that's going to help you navigate that makeup space a little bit better. If you enjoyed this video and you want another makeup video with more recommendations, let me know. My go-to face of what I'm wearing right now is just the Hourglass Concealer. Love it. I use this on blemishes, and I use it underneath my eyes and on my nose to kind of get rid of that redness in the center of the face. So I just use my concealer. I then use my bronzer, so the one by Bare Minerals, the all over face powder. So this is the Warmth. I use that to kind of bronze and kind of contour. And then I use my blush by Vapor. Like, if I'm going to be honest with you, that is just my face. I don't use anything else except from these three products. I would love to hear what your go-to makeup products are. If you have any like holy grail when it comes to makeup that you know just does not break out the skin. Let me know what yours are down below, and I'm sure everyone watching would also benefit from seeing everyone else's recommendations, that's the word, in the comments. So please let everyone know, and me included. Anyway, if you're still sticking around, I love you guys so much, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I try my best to post videos every Wednesday and Sunday. Sometimes it happens, but sometimes life happens. But yeah, I really try my best 2 times a week. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. I said that a billion times, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.